A new report from Canada's intelligence watchdog is pointing to disagreements between spies and political staffers over what kind of information on foreign interference was to be shown to the Prime Minister of this country. Kate McKenna is on the story for us this morning. Kate, it is a very significant report. Tell us more about who's written it and what is in it.
Well, it's a report that has some very strong language in it, Heather. This is a report by an independent intelligence watchdog, and it found in their words, black hole when it comes to the dissemination of intelligence. And it uses even more strong words than that, calling the flow of intelligence around the time of the 2021 election a demonstrably unacceptable state of affairs. So this watchdog, it's known as NCIRA, was tasked with this report last year when the reports were beginning to come out in the media, citing unnamed security sources that found that there was a lot of internal discussion between CSIS and the federal government when it came to foreign interference, specifically Chinese foreign interference. And some of these reports in the Globe and Mail indicated that the Canadian government, specifically the Liberals, benefited from this foreign interference. So that's sort of the origin of this report. And what it did, it took a deep dive into how intelligence is shared between CSIS and the federal government. And what it found notably is that there's no mechanism to check whether or not information has been read by particular people. And so as a result, there is an inconsistency or an unknowingness about who is receiving or who is actually consuming this intelligence that has been reported on by CSIS. And most notably, perhaps, Heather, is a noted disagreement between the Prime Minister's National Intelligence Security Advisor and CSIS. The report says that that advisor found that a lot of what was being reported on was just typical diplomatic work that was happening. And as a result, the Prime Minister himself, one of the main consumers of this intelligence, was not receiving the intelligence. So the report found that that is an unacceptable practice. It found tensions between CSIS and the executive branch of the government, and it's calling for changes.
So, bearing in mind where we are at this point, this whole country, one of the big issues before it right now is the question of foreign interference, and there is the Marie-Josée Hogue public inquiry. Just had the preliminary report into China's interference, Russia, other nations in the 2019-2021 federal elections. So as we look at that, as it continues to do work and the conversation continues nationally, how do we fit in this new information in this? Where does it fit and what does it underscore?
Well, in many ways, it complements the information that's been presented at the Commission, specifically that on some, Marie-Josée Hogue found in her preliminary report that some information was not receiving its intended recipient or wasn't understood by those who read it. And another thing that's worth mentioning, Heather, in this report, the issue of Chinese foreign interference in elections is not being questioned. This report describes it as a grumbling rather than a bang, but it is working from the base assumption that this is something that's happening. However, both reports found that it did not affect the final result of either the 2019 or the 2021 election.
Kate McKenna, thank you very much joining us from Ottawa this morning.